Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Montreal live for the third round of the VFU Virtual Formula Universe, that is, Canadian Grand Prix. We are here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in its 1988 configuration, and qualifying is just about to get underway. We will take a look with the camera at the pits to see the cars rolling out shortly. Last week we were at Buenos Aires, where Lewis Wedding took his second consecutive victory for the Williams-Renault team. He has had a very dominant 1997 season, and the way it looks, he may have another very dominant 1994 season in this season 2 of Virtual Formula Universe. It seems he's been quite uncatchable for most of the pack, but we do have a new young Brazilian racer by the name of Santiago Paulaminos, who looks to maybe try to change that result today. So shortly the cars should be heading out on track, and we'll see how this qualifying session pans out. Crowds have arrived at the track. Qualifying should start shortly. As we can see all the teams, you see the two Ligier drivers, Lewis, and now one of them going out, Nick Holliday, all fitted their qualifying tyres and ready to get their laps going. Alexis Borden, our first female driver in VFU for the Jordan team, looking like she's preparing to go out. Nick Holliday waiting at the end of the pit lane. Let's go with him for the time being and see how he does lap time wise. Taking it nice and easy on his outlap. Oh, that may have been net code, but I believe he just banged the wall. I'm hoping I'm wrong. It's very crucial that you take it easy on the outlaps, because you need to keep the tyres in the optimal temperatures around 100 to 110 degrees. With the qualifying tyres are quite powerful. They are about 2 seconds faster than the soft compound, and obviously by math or by rough guess, around 4 to 5 seconds faster than the hard compound. So it's crucial that drivers are able to make use of them. As we see Nick Holliday now approaching the back stretch to get his qualifying lap begun. Starting to rev up the car and get on his lap. And here he goes. Holiday to turn 1. A very clean turn 1 and turn 2. The Ferrari team letting him by. A very good chicane for Nick Holiday. Hard on the brakes. A little bit of a lock-up, nothing too bad. Smooth exit. It's going to look like a very good lap for the Leisure team. Clips the apex a little too much there, but nothing bad for the lap time. Nothing too bad. Into the hairpin before the back straight. 50 seconds in sector 2. Hard on the power. No chicane here in our version of Canada, so there'll be no issues for him. Going down the back straight, full power. Sparks flying, dust kicking up. Almost done his lap. And it's going to look like a 119, 120, 127.7. So not a bad first lap for Nick Holiday. Oh, he spins it, unfortunately. And he's back in the pits. So now we have Alexei Spirichev and Aaron Curtis of the Williams team getting ready to start a lap. Alexis Borden now in the Jordan. Borden in the Jordan. Second down on Nick's current provisional pole. So there'll be no improvement. Curtis now looking like he wants to begin his lap. Oh, and he hits the wall of champions. And that's one. Whoa, there's debris everywhere. Borden hits a front wing. Hopefully that hasn't punctured her car. Aaron Curtis wasting his first run, unfortunately. Santiago Palominos for the Benetton team, the new Brazilian driver after Matthew Simononi has dropped out due to mechanical issues with his wheel, and he looks like he has a problem. He had a problem. What was that? He quit midway through on his first lap, so that's strange happening for him. Meanwhile, we're with Russian Alexei Spirichev on his lap, on board with the McLaren Peugeot. An adequate car, not too fast, not too slow, but we know Alexei Spirichev to be one of the most talented drivers in the series. So let's see, I reckon he will make provisional pole. On the back straight. Don't want to get caught up in the curbs, and he smacks into the wall. Where is he? Must have despawned. There's his bits and pieces. Yeah, he's despawned. So a lot of the leaders of the league having trouble with that last chicane. Let's check the timing monitor and see who's on pole. Ronan Griffin with a 1:16.6. Second is Alexis Borden, and third Nick Holiday. So provisional pole for Ronan Griffin, the Irishman from Derry, I believe. Lewis Reese Burton, Welshman, I believe one of very few, or maybe the only Welshman in F1. And he clips the curb, and it's another horror crash. Oh. I hope that doesn't happen in the race. That's going to be a heartbreaker if that happens. Santiago Palominos preparing to start his lap for Benetton. On board with Santiago, negotiates the wall of champions safely. That's looking fast, a fast first entry, four-wheel drift into the first corner, looking good. White lines it for a perfect entry into the chicane. perfect, hitting all his marks. And he's 2/10 up on the pole time of Ronan Griffin. That's a 1:16, bear in mind. He has some traffic in front. That's Aaron Curtis from Williams. He gets out of his way promptly. This is looking like a fast lap. It's looking very clean, very good. On the way to the hairpin, 150, 150. Brakes hard, exits well, white lines, gets on the throttle. Now, the dreaded chicanes. Will he hit it right? He will. Perfect lap, I think, for Santiago. A little bit of oversteer coming out. No issues with the wall of champions! He bottles it! He bottles it, and that's another lap gone for Santiago. Just at the very end, it was going to be a perfect lap. Now Aaron Curtis will be the next to challenge the dangers of Montreal. Williams driver had a very good debut in this Stewart in our first season of 1997. Got a third in Monaco, which was a very famous finish in real life for Stewart itself in 96 or 97. Actually 96 was Michigan, or crossed. They were coming 97, so I am correct in saying Stewart had a very good finish in real life in 97. Then he would be moved up to McLaren, where he battled Lewis Redding, finished third overall in the World Drivers' Championship, I believe. And now he's driving alongside Lewis Redding. He's a protege to learn from one of the quickest drivers in the league, the Australian. Lovingly called the Wobbler by his countrymen. It's looking like a bit of a rough lap for Aaron Curtis, also Irish. A little bit of a rough lap, but it should be good for at least second place. He's now heading towards the final chicane. No issues with the Wall of Champions this time, and it may look like pole, just about by 6/10. Well done, Aaron. Good lap. Alexei Spirichev getting ready soon to do his first timed lap. Lewis Burton for leisure on a lap currently. Tires look quite worn out. It looks like he may have been going a bit too hard early on in the hot lap. No flat spots or anything, so maybe he's just making sure to get a lap down. Back the lap is better than no lap. Through the fast back straight. Oh, he's taken a bad line through the final chicane, but no accident there. And it's going to be a 123, so he really needs to improve on that. Meanwhile, Aaron Curtis, provisional pole sitter, followed by Ronan Griffin. Alexis Borden still holding the third place very well. Nick Holliday fourth. Burton had an accident. Oh no, that was probably when he finished his lap, so that's not a big deal. Fifth. Spirichev now on a lap. This is looking good. Let's check the sector split. 5/10 down in sector 2, so it's going to look like third place at least for the Russian man, who is overdriving that McLaren beyond its capabilities. Not the fastest car of 97 as Santiago pulls over. Very well reacted by the Brazilian. Fast to enter the chicanes for Alexei, and that's going to be another bottled lap. He's going to take it to the end and take third place at least. You won't be happy with that. And now Santiago Palomino starts his lap. He has Burton to negotiate, but it looks like Burton gets out of the way. Spirichev is online, and that ruins Santiago's lap. He won't be happy about that at all. He might go to the stewards for that one. And he stops in front of Spirichev, so clearly expressing his anger for Spirichev there. The Brazilian temperament, akin to a certain, well, you know who I'm talking about. A certain hot-headed Brazilian in the real world. And hopefully no harsh comments are very much said during the qualifying session, which results in a quick place penalty. Meanwhile, Spirichev on his way back to the pits, and Griffin of Ferrari. This will be his second season with Ferrari after an okay final result in 1997. I think he finished around 5th or 6th in the final standings, so a little bit of growing pains, but he's had a very good start to this season this year. I think he finished 3rd in Buenos Aires, and he retired unfortunately in Interlagos. So we have no cars on a lap, and here is our championship leader, Lewis Wedding, starting his first lap of the evening. The Australian wobbler, as we endearingly call him. So I am sure he is going to pull something special out of the bag, as his raw pace has been unmatched for most of VFU's existence. Sporting his very Jacques Villeneuve-like helmet, and he's very much taking care of those qualifying tires. He's going to look to maybe pull a 115 or a 114 if he can. So here we go, Lewis Wedding, championship leader. Both wins and poles in the 2 races we've had. White lines it on the entry to start his lap, not too bad. A little bit of dust on the tyres, but nothing lap ruining. And that's a very good first and second corner as he hugs the apex quite perfectly, in my opinion. White lines it right on the apex, and he looks like he almost overcooked it. Could have been net code. I'm hoping it's net code. Sparks flying, and he's 1/10 down on the pole sitter, which will be Aaron Curtis. This is looking good. Good apexes there. He has Palominos in front of him. He's going to have to move off the lane, but it won't affect his pace. 2/10 up in the second sector, so it's looking very, very good for Wedding at the moment. Down the back straight. Here come the fast chicanes. Perfectly negotiated. And now just the wall of champions to avoid. And he avoids it perfectly. That's going to be pole. Has to be pole. It is pole by 1/10 of a second. Excellent lap for Lewis Wedding. I was expecting a 14 out of the maybe the conditions here at Montreal are quite hot and it's affecting the performance of the tyres. Now we have Brazilian Santiago Palomino starting his lap, and this will be his 3rd attempt, I believe. His 3rd attempt of the evening, and we've seen how he's dragged the footwork to 4th place in Buenos Aires, so I expect something quite good here. 1/10 down again on Aaron, now Lewis Wedding, not Aaron Curtis. 1/10 down in Sector 1. Negotiating the chicane well. No problems there. Hard on the brakes, coming to the board. A little bit of a lock-up, but he saves it, catches it well. Down the back straight. Hits the curve perfectly this time, or I may say doesn't hit it. Last chicane. Runs a little bit wide, but it's going to be a good lap. And it's good for fourth. So a little bit of work to do for Santiago. A little bit of work to do. Meanwhile, Ronan Griffin not yet out on track in third. It's a Williams front row. Borden in the Jordan. I think the Jordan may struggle here with power, as there is a lot of back straight, or a lot of straight in general. So Jordan, Alexis Borden preparing for a lap. And only Aaron Curtis, the other car on track at the moment, I think. Oh no, both Wedding and Aaron are out on track preparing for laps. So they are probably trying to secure the front row. Stick with Wedding for the moment and see if he can make improvements to the time. Paolo Rios preparing to go once again. Borden starting her lap. Runs a little bit wide on the first turn. Nothing too bad. Meanwhile, I think that was, yes it is, it was Lewis. Lewis is making improvements, so he might be able to get 7th or better. Six tenths up on his personal best, so this could be a great lap for Lewis in his Ligier. The Ligier has quite a difficult chassis to handle, even though it has ample power, so you will have those struggles. He passes Aaron Curtis, preparing to do his lap. Takes it very cautiously through the final chicane, and this looks good for 1:21.3, so that's much better than his last lap. Lewis Wedding 5 tenths up now in sector 1, so he's probably got the tyres dialed much properly in now. He had a little bit of sliding than usual for his standards on his first lap of the day, but now it seems like his car is gripping it perfectly. Meanwhile, Aaron Curtis is also improving. Let's check with, where is he? Santiago Palominos. I think he will improve and maybe challenge the Williams. But Lewis is looking evidently dominant today. Gets by Spirichev with no issues. Final chicane to negotiate, keep it out of the barrier. And it's looking like 1:14 indeed, as I predicted for him to do. So, very untouchable time there at the moment. Let's see what Aaron Curtis does to try and secure the front row for the Williams team. Again, perfect exit by Aaron, and it's an improvement. So it's going to be harder for the likes of Ronan Griffin, who has spun on his lap and scrapes the wall, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Santiago Palominos about to finish his lap. He's had trouble with the final chicane. Let's see if he takes it easy here. I hear a lift, so he does. He might get third. And he will get third, so he will have the chance to jump the Williams with launch control off of the line. in the race. So he will use that Brazilian aggression of his. Meanwhile, we have Alexis Spirchev about to finish his lap. Maybe an improvement on his personal best, but I don't think it's good for third or fourth. No, it's not. Nick Holiday now out on his lap. Preparing to go out very slowly, being diligent to look after the tyres, no cars behind him, and he gets on the throttle now to start his lap. He's beating his teammate by a second in terms of lap time. Meanwhile, Jordan is 119. Spirchev looks like he's going on a second lap consecutively. Let's see if it's worth improvement. Sometimes if you dial in the qualifying tyres just right, although with that slide I don't think they're dialed in just right, you can get an improvement. Yes, it will be an improvement. I think he's just trying to get back to the pits quickly. It's 6 minutes to go in the session. Ronan Griffin is now out in his Ferrari, the lovely V12 noise. Lap, so doing another diligent out lap. Spirchev is into the pits. Nick Holiday on his lap, approaching the hairpin with a 1,000th, I want to say, improvement on his sector 2. So depending on how he does his last couple of corners, he might move that time up to a 10. Brave here if he can, lift off only a bit. Oh, and he clips the curb and it's enough to get the lift. And that's it for him. Another big shunt into the wall of champions. So Lewis's time goes untouched. Palominos third in the Benetton. Gordon going out for another lap, 5 minutes left in the session. Let's stick with Ferrari. We have a couple of drivers absent today. Owen Potter, British driver for Ferrari, achieving a half-second driver, also British for Benetton. We also missing Christian Fuller and Lance Fenton today. Lance Fenton, I think, recently broke his ankle, so get well soon wishes for him. As Ronan Griffin starts his lap, that's a diligent first and second corner. Let's see any improvement on his first sector. Maybe a couple tenths. No, just about the same. 6 tenths down in the first sector. Not too bad. I think it's going to be quite a good race today if a lot of cars are similar on qualifying trim. But anything can happen in the race, including engine failures. Oh, and then it's another spin for Ronan. I think his tyre pressures are all wrong. That could be the case. His car is overheating halfway through the lap. So that is hindering his performance. Palominos not yet out in the Benetton Ford. He might be out of laps. I think Ronan is going out immediately again, not happy with that. Gordon finishing yet another lap for the Jordan. Are we seeing improvement? Oh, no, not finishing, starting. Runs a bit too wide there, a lot of understeer. Lap might be abandoned. trouble with the chassis of the Jordan. Spirchev on his way out. Ronan Griffin to negotiate. Borden spins and the tyres may be overcooked. So a lot of drivers not finding the right optimal zone for the tyres just yet. And that's an abandoned lap for Alexis. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the session. Aaron Curtis going out looking for improvement. 9/10 down, or just around a second, on Lewis Wedding, who was also going out looking for improvement. Oh no, Lewis Wedding is not going out. I think he was just testing race trim setup, perhaps. No, now he's going out. He really could test race trim during qualifying if he wanted, because I very highly doubt that anyone will be able to beat that pole time. His form has been impeccable these last couple of rounds, and I think he's going to continue that if Williams treats him nicely and doesn't fail. Meanwhile, Ronan Griffin now starting a new lap. Not looking great. That chicane didn't look quite fast. It might be a personal best improvement, and it is, but I don't think it's capable of beating the pole time. Now, that being said, the Ferrari does have the best engine of the lot, but in its current T1 chassis configuration, it'll be a while until it's truly competitive. As the mid-season upgrade, and there it goes again, Ronan Griffin with another spin, unfortunately. So, as I was saying, Griffin probably hoping for those mid-season upgrades to come sooner rather than later. Meanwhile, Aaron Curtis, with 30 seconds to go in the session, starting a lap. Again, that Williams just grips up with no effort. So they've really got the perfect setup tire-wise. And maybe Aaron Curtis is capable of dethroning his fellow Australian, because he is very much on it. Flies by. Oh, he's gone off. That's going to affect the lap. It's going to... I'd say that took away at least 2/10 from his overall lap time. And I think he's capable of beating the lap. But mistakes like that, you can't make them if you're up against the likes of Lewis Wedding at this point in time. And it's another big shunt. Wing lifted off the curb, I imagine, and it's another slapping into the wall. You can see the massive side pod damage, and that'll be over for Aaron. Meanwhile, Lewis Wedding on his final qualifying lap, and he might not improve with that mistake. He won't. Yeah, it's a tough track, this. But our pole sitter, Lewis Wedding, Santiago Palomino's third, Aaron Curtis locking it out for Williams, fourth Ronan Griffin, fifth Alexei Spirchev, sixth Alexis Borden, so Alexei and Alexis, I apologize. Nick Holliday and Lewis Reese Burton, respectively, locking out the back of the grid. So, moving on to warm-up. I will take a short break and we'll be with you soon again. Hello, everybody. Welcome back from the break. We are about to get the Canadian Grand Prix started very shortly. Cars are just preparing to get on the grid now. We're away on the formation now. So, Lewis Weather sits on pole for Williams Renault once again. Aaron Curtis is second for Williams Renault. Third is Santiago Carolinos, for Benetton. Fourth is Irishman Griffin for Ferrari. Fifth is Alexis Spiritual for McLaren. He's joined by Alexis Ford. Sixth. Seventh is Nick Holiday for Nisha. And finally, is Reese Burton for Nisha. I forgot to note that Alexi... no! There's a problem for Aaron Curtis. He's had an off, so that's going to affect his tyres on the start. That's very interesting. If he can get back to his grid slot in time, that would be great. I forgot to mention that Alexis Spirchev had issues, or not only he had issues, his teammate had issues not being able to attend, so he is down. Heading close to the grid up very soon to get this race underway. Should be a good one. A lot of competitive cars on the grid, not too far away from each other in qualifying pace. Are gridded up. Revving their engines, the lights are ticking away. And we're off. The Canadian Grand Prix is going. Ronan Griffin gets a good start. Santiago Palomino's holds fourth. He's been overtaken by Ronan Griffin, but he gets it back. Lewis Wedding has fallen back to second place. Aaron Curtis has got a good start. All cars safely through the first turn. And that's Santiago Palominos tucked under the rear wing of Lewis Wedding. So Aaron Curtis got an extremely good start on Lewis Wedding and is now the class of the field with his soft compounds. Looks like Lewis is also running softs, Palomino softs, everyone seems to be running softs, except for Burton and Holidays, who are on hards. So I think we could see a move from Palominos very soon. You can get the draft and overtake Lewis Wedding. I don't know if it's Benetton has the power to do it. Williams is more powerful than Benetton. Benetton is better in the corners, it seems. Brave. I think Palominos might go for an aggressive dive. Nothing yet. Almost spins around. Good save. And now Spirchev is up into fourth. Griffin is fifth. Gordon is sixth. Gordon is seventh. Holiday eighth. Curtis leading the Grand Prix. So this is the first time we've had a different leader for the season, apart from Lewis. And Palomino spins it! Who'd be happy with that? He must have broken the tires. So now Spirichev inherits third, while Griffin is fourth, Gordon is fifth, Palomino is sixth, still seventh, and eighth as well. Spirichev has had a great start. He's had virtually no issues and has kept his nose clean to avoid any calamity, and is now third in a car that would be normally sixth or seventh. Now, bearing in mind we have less of our drivers here today than usual. Redding is still second. Aaron is first. Alminos now catching up with Gordon. Expect to be very soon unless Gordon make the car ready for it. And Gordon makes a mistake, holding up Santiago. Santiago isn't able to capitalize on it, but maybe he could now. Up the inside, no issues. Now he has Roland Griffin to attack. You know what? Spirichev might be catching Redding with the way he's just gained so much so quickly. So even though Spirichev's qualifying pace isn't that great, his race pace is seemingly going to be able to challenge Lewis Redding. And if that's the case, we're in for a hell of a fight. Lap. Spirichev seems to be getting closer and closer. We'll check back on that later. And if Lewis does pick up the pace, it means that Aaron will have to drive much harder, as both of them will finish it very quickly. Now, Ronan McGriffin is still fourth. Palomino looks like he's trying to make the best of a bad situation in Benetton. With tyres that are probably too hot after that spin. Gordon, however, having no issues holding that final points claim position. And the Legios are covering 7th and 8th. Let's see, Spirichev catch up and all. It seems that 6-second gap is hard stuff. It might be the car holding him back. Perhaps, though, Redding is catching up to Aaron. It seems to be getting closer. Aaron's tyres might be getting worn off quicker than play the long game here. He knows how quick he is. He knows what he can do with the Williams, so he doesn't need to rush. Now here's the battle for fourth. So Paulus is finding his groove again. I think there's a minor flat spot on this tire. Nothing too bad. Gordon is pulling away from the Ligiers with no issue. Is now falling back from 6-second gap to a 7-second gap, because I think the car is most definitely holding him back. Fourth for Ronan Griffin, and now he has to defend from losing 4th points and falling back, and I think it'll be quite a lonely race if he doesn't defend from Palominos. As we've seen, Palominos is already capable of overdriving his car and spinning out, so there could be issues with the Brazilian. Benetton will be close enough to get some toe from the Ferrari. It's lucky. No mistakes from either driver. Battle. Let's check with Redding and Curtis that second gap has maintained itself. We'll be coming up to the pit stop cycle in about 10 laps time, I reckon. Only 0.8 of a second separating Griffin and Palominos. Griffin is on hards while Palominos is on softs, and we can see the parallel that is drawn between those two as Palominos has a big slide. So he loses his grip quickly. He does have better grip, let's make no mistake. While Griffin's car handles a bit better, or is a bit more stable, but is slower in the corners. But obviously it wears slower as well. So now it seems like Palominos just can't keep up. He's having fierce issues. Had a perfect start, and you know what? Aaron Curtis looks like he's going to pull away from Lewis, and it could be a Curtis Lewis championship battle between the two. Spirchev holding third with no issues. I think they've already begun to lap the Ligiers. Maybe they have a problem. I don't think they should be this far back. But those tyres look very much flat spotted. You can see especially the left rear is completely destroyed. Yeah, he's made a 2 pence. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Huge flat spots on the tyre. And Holiday will continue. Oh, and Griffin is out. He's hit the wall of champions. So free position for Santiago. Griffin has crashed out of yet another race. He had issues in Interlagos, a good finish in Buenos Aires, but he's crashed out. He's hit the wall. That's very unfortunate for the Irishman. Obviously the pressure of the Benetton maybe got to him too much and made a bad mistake. Spirichev has dropped back to another 2 seconds to the Williams, but he can maybe gain that back up in the pit cycle. Curtis has now pulled 4 seconds and is looking like he has got this one in the bag. He's driving very smoothly, but I think a dark horse in this race might be Palomino's, because if he can somehow close that 10-second gap and improve his laps, improve his pace lap by lap, then we might see a three-way battle. Lewis looks quite strapped for pace. We could see a three-way battle between him, Spirichev, and Palominos. It depends on the pit cycle. Gordon now might actually be coming under attack by Holiday, who's now in the points, given Roman's retirement, and Nick is looking quick. But the thing is, if you see Gordon's tyres, you'll notice that the right front is very heavily flat spotted, so she's having trouble with her front end. You can see the car is not gripping as well as she'd like it to. So this is going to bring an interesting dynamic to the race. So Holiday is catching very quickly. Let's check Holiday's tyres. Holiday's tyres seem fine enough. He has a bad flat spot in itself. It doesn't seem as bad as Gordon's, who's very heavy flat spot compared to the front end of the Nisha. So let's watch this battle for 5th and 6th. Oh no, actually, I may be wrong. Oh no, I'm correct. I thought that Nick was a lap down because I watched the graphic wrong. It's Lewis who's a lap down. And another bad lockup for Borden. She's under pressure. Oversteer from Nick. He's clearly pushing to fight that Jordan. Spirichev still... Oh no, what? Spirichev has lost the 3rd position. So now it's Palominos who's in 3rd. So he's made an excellent recovery drive. It looks like he's planning to make his first stop of the day, be that fuel or tyres remains to be seen. We'll find that out very shortly. He was sweating on his way to lap Lewis, and it's gonna look tough. Yeah, he lost time, although Aaron Curtis spins in the pits. He's made a crucial mistake, and now this is a perfect moment for Santiago to undercut. He should stay out a lap longer. No, Santiago crashes out of the Canadian Grand Prix. 3rd place gone to the wind. That means Spirichev is now in 3rd, podium in the McLaren. And Alexis Borden is now fighting for 4th. And Holiday also fighting for 4th, who will be in 5th. Let's see, as he goes for the inside, can he get the power down quicker than the Jordan can? It's side by side in the hairpin, and it looks like the Jordan holds out. It's those soft tyres that are providing more exit grip. So very well done from Borden on tyre choice for this race. Borden pits, and Nick will inherit the 4th position. Spirichev 3rd. Curtis second with a 20-second gap to catch Lewis, which would have been shorter had he had not made that mistake in the pits. So it looks like driver mistakes have given Lewis a chance of victory. Wait, what's that? What's that? Oh, Lewis has crashed out at that chicane as well. The back straight is taking out a lot of drivers. And Nick Holliday makes a mistake. Is the safety car out? The safety car is out. The safety car is out, and this changes everything. Lewis's accident has changed the whole scope of this race. Now Spirichev will have the chance to attack Williams, and Holliday has had to deal with the problem of Alexis now getting a chance to catch up and fight for third. But again, a lot of mistakes here, especially from drivers in top cars, have given Lewis a chance to win that Grand Prix, and it looks like Nick is going to take this chance to pit. Let's see. It looks like yeah, Spirichev is pitted. The top three have all pitted. Still no points for Benetton in 3 races. That's rather embarrassing. So now the safety car will guide us around for one more lap. Wedding is in the pits to change his compound, maybe put in some fuel, take out some fuel. Spirichev second, and he has Aaron Curtis to beat. You know what? No, oh never mind. They haven't pitted for tires. They're trying to catch up with the pack. Spirichev is now planning on pitting, but I think he's left it too late because the safety car will go green after about 2 or 3 laps of full course yellow. I could imagine if one of the Ligiers or Jordans could eclipse Wedding after the Grand Prix, cause some panic among the ranks of the top teams. Now, will the safety car come in? No, it won't. So, Holiday. Okay, Holiday has just turned on his pit signal, but his tyres are changed, and I imagine his car is filled up. So, he's all fine. I guess they've just had it on because the button or the signal is giving off, whatever's going on. But they've all pitted, so this is going to be a four-way battle, and this race has come alive again. Palominos and Burton and Griffin probably kicking themselves given the situation that's been created for a lot of teams to score points today. Where Borden is out of the pits, hard tyres, Nick Holiday, hard tyres, front three, all stops. I think we'll be going green very soon. It'll be a one-stop race instead of maybe a two-stop giving safety car period. I think an amount of 34 laps with a 2x wear and fuel consumption would prompt maybe a two-stopper for some teams, but in this case it seems fine. And engine failures are probably out of the window as well because of the safety car allowing a chance for the cars to relax and for drivers to get their bearings. So what I'd hope to see is a Ligier or Jordan have the balls to take the Williams and shake up the grid a bit, even dive and take the McLaren for a challenge. We should be going green now, very shortly. Drivers warming their tyres, getting ready for the restart. Now, we are green. Spirichev tucked up under the rear wing, and it's Holiday looking for a challenge. Oh! Lewis Wedding has a stop-go penalty! Lewis Wedding has a stop-and-go penalty. And Nick Holiday and Borden are off at the same time. But look at this! Lewis Wedding, stop-and-go penalty! And Curtis has collided with the McLaren. The McLaren is in the lead, but it was not a clean overtake. Aaron Curtis has a drive-through. It's all kicked off. It's all coming apart for Williams. It's all coming apart for Williams. Oh my goodness. We could have a McLaren P1. There we have a Ligier in third. Borden could be in third if she catches up to the Ligier. This race is truly kicked off because of that safety car. A lot of mistakes here today. Spirichev is leading the Canadian Grand Prix, and this is our first different race winner since the start of the season. But Lewis Wedding is hunting him down, although he has to go in for a stop and go. He has no choice. He has to go. He has a penalty. Aaron Curtis is going to serve his drive-through. Aaron Curtis losing a monumental amount of time. Drive-through. So now Alexis Borden is in fifth, and Curtis has a mountain to climb. Meanwhile, Holiday has third, and there's a battle for first. So let's go with the battle. Spirichev giving everything to fend off the Williams of Lewis Wedding. Now, Borden is under attack from Curtis. Can we see a defense from Borden? Both fronts are flat spotted quite badly, so maybe not. And I wonder when Lewis is going to serve that stop and go. And he has to do it. He can't just stay like that. He'll be disqualified. And I think the longer he leaves it, the more of an opportunity it gives Curtis to come back into his position. Borden has lost out 4th position, and now it is Nick Holliday to negotiate. This would be Nick Holliday's best position he's held in 2 seasons. And now, surely Lewis is coming in. Yes, he is. He is coming in. Stop and go. He has to do it, unfortunately. Let's see. Now, I don't think his stop and go is that long according to the graphic. Maybe 10-15 seconds, and there it is. And now Aaron Curtis is going to overtake Lewis. Maybe not. And Lewis just gets out ahead. So now it's a battle between the Williams drivers, but they don't want to slow each other down. They should work together. Nick Holliday is second holding up the Williams. This is a dangerous situation for Nick. He shouldn't just let the door open though, I think he should fight as long as he can. He's pulled over, what? You can't just give up like that, Nick. Even though your car might be worse, you have a race to run. You need to run your own race. You can't do it. Although it is polite. And he's spun. Yeah. Well, Lexus Gordon would have taken that forward. Well, maybe she will still take that forward. So now the Williamses are either working together or fighting each other. And depending on how Aaron drafts Lewis, they are either fighting each other. I think Aaron is fighting Lewis. I think so. I'm not completely certain. Then again, the smart thing for Aaron to do is to conserve his tyres, wait behind Lewis and let Lewis try and close the gap while he just sits there, and then he can make his move for the raceway once they catch up to Spirichev. Spirichev, who has 20 seconds of gap to maintain over 13-14 laps. So a real race is on here. Nick Holliday has 5th to defend from with Alexis Gordon. And I just can't believe what has happened, because if we had more cars in this race, we'd have a Benetton one, or yeah, perhaps maybe a Benetton or a McLaren one, Benetton or McLaren 2, and a Ferrari 3. Could have been really kicking off. So, but then it takes cars to crash for a safety car to come out to begin with. Aaron Curtis with a mistake. But he's very close to the rear wing of Lewis. I think they're fighting. And if they fight, well, Spirichev, you can say hello to the victor. And Spirichev will have a chance of the title. Whoa! Big slide for Lewis. He's pushing very hard to to keep Aaron behind. Aaron doesn't want to jeopardize their Constructors' Championship, of course, but he is definitely wanting to fight for that title. Spirichev is now 19 seconds instead of 18 seconds ahead of the Williams, so he's gaining time and he just has to keep pushing to get that victory. This would be the first time a different team wins in 1994, and I think Aaron Curtis is going to go for it. He's not going to wait. He sees his teammate is struggling, and his teammate goes off, and here's his chance. Why is he waiting? Why is he waiting? This is something strange. This is a 1989 style of battle that's going on right now. There's a lot of aggression coming there from maybe anger from their mistakes during the race. But, like, Aaron Curtis has to do something. They're losing time. Alexei Spirichev is getting further and further away. Nick Holliday is fourth. Borden seems to not be able to overtake Nick Holliday yet. This is still Aaron Curtis, who has not yet been able to overtake Lewis Wedding. Can't try it here, it's too dangerous. Be patient. Whoa, that's a lot of oversteer. Lewis getting out of giving Aaron any tow, and I think Aaron will do something very soon. They have managed to take away 2 seconds for Spirichev. Maybe that's just them being in a straight, indeed. Yeah, Spirichev is maintaining that 17 to 18 second gap, and lockups from Lewis Wedding, and that's a big tank slapper for Lewis Wedding. He's under immense pressure right now, and if they come together, it's going to be something fierce in the paddock later on. Spirichev just taking it easy, trying not to make any silly mistakes. He has this race in the palm of his hand. Lewis Wedding, a lot of oversteer, pushing very hard. Now I think Aaron Curtis has to go for it. Foot to the floor. A little bit of lift to get through the chicane. In the toe. Nothing yet though. He's very much biding his time. He got a good run out of the chicane. Yeah, he's going to go for on the inside, maybe, perhaps? No. Lewis is making his car wide, but they are holding each other up. I mean, that 17-second gap is going to increase with every moment that Spirichev goes uncontested. Nick Holliday doing very well in the leisure to get those 4th place points, as well as Borden to get the 5th place points. Both drivers have done very well to capitalise on the lower teams not performing as well as they should be. But here is the main show of the day. Lewis Wedding versus Aaron Curtis teammate battle. And really it's something strange that the Williams have made such mistakes today. I wonder what those mistakes were. Aaron Curtis very close to Wedding. I don't know why he's holding position. It's not for his job to do. It's his teammate is slower than him and he needs to get by. And either Lewis is just making that very difficult, Aaron doesn't want to. Williams out! And Lewis makes a mistake. Perhaps any damage. Definitely enough damage to let Aaron Curtis run away with this and take a crack at maybe catching up with Spirichev and bringing this race back for Williams, but Wedding is just not having a good day. Very strange. And you know what? Wedding had another oversteer into that corner, so he could seriously have damaged his car. And if he's damaged his car, we could see Renault on the podium. Yeah, and Lewis is properly dropping away. And Spirichev, the gap is slowly coming down. Spirichev only needs about 8 laps. 8 or 7 laps to clinch this race for McLaren, and McLaren will be over the moon if that happens. Spirichev in the pits, 17 seconds. Let's see how good he can make with this pit stop. On the jacks. Let's see if we can see Aaron Curtis in the distance behind the pit wall. There he is. Is it going to be a good stop? It's a bad stop for Alexis Spirichev, and I think he's thrown away. No! Curtis is in the pits! This is a 2-stop race! And Lewis is in the lead. Lewis can do 2 things. He can either try to make that car last with its damaged suspension and worn tyres, or he can pit, perhaps manage his car better with fresh rubber. There's a yellow flag, I'm not sure what for, maybe just because the cars are coming out of the pits. Anyway, Lewis can either manage this race with the car as is, or he can pit. Now, he could be running low on fuel, but there's nothing that could indicate that on his display, fortunately for us. And now Spirichev has to fight the Williams of Curtis, and I think he's more than capable of doing that on fresh tyres. He has not taken hards, he has kept with the softs, and Curtis has also kept with the softs. It is pretty splash and dash kind of situation here for both drivers, so hards are not very necessary. Nick with his pit warning light stuck on, still with those hard tyres, going to take them to the end. I think Borden should have really taken some soft compounds here and just blasted past Nick. I think she's quicker than him, but she's just not able to get it together with the chassis, unfortunately for her. Meanwhile, Aaron Curtis versus Alexis Spirichev. The gap for Lewis is increasing, so I think he's going to try and take it to the end, and if he does take it to the end, it's a miracle win, because he had a penalty. He had a penalty and he's getting away with it. Spirichev will have to give it everything and more to not only catch up with Lewis, but keep Aaron behind. Seven seconds to Lewis Wedding for Alexis Spirichev, 3 seconds to Aaron Curtis. No mistakes, Lewis Wedding. I think he'll go to the end on that compound. He just needs to not make any mistakes. But you know what? This race is very much winnable for Alexis Spirichev. Bit of a slide for Aaron Curtis. He's pushing hard to catch up and recover this race that he could have won. 6 seconds now for Lewis Wedding, so Spirichev is catching him. There is 5 laps to go, and you know what? This could be a 3-way to the end. Aaron Curtis is catching up to Alexis Spirichev, who is catching up to Lewis Wedding, and that car with its suspension damage and tyre wear is affecting his pace. We can see that very clearly. Let's see how straight the steering is. Yeah, so steering damage from the front. Not that I can see. He's probably feeling it, but we can't see it, because the gap is almost coming down to 5 seconds. And Curtis has lost some time. He's now 2 seconds down. Another 2 seconds down. with a total of 4 seconds on Spirichev. So Spirichev is definitely going to keep second, even if he can't get first. But it does mean that Lewis Wedding keeps his streak, and I can only say, I have to admit, that he should not have won this race. But 5 seconds now to Spirichev. Spirichev giving his all to try and win this race. More than 3 seconds to Nick Holliday, who's running very well, always able to get points when it matters, and that will secure him a better seat as time goes on. Spirichev is now bringing that gap down to almost 4 seconds. He's roughly bringing down a second a lap, roughly. But there's 4 laps to go. It's going to be a close one, I think. I think Aaron has just decided to slump back down into third and not risk crashing to get second place, which will be a very well done for Spirichev in any case. 4 seconds now to Lewis Wedding in 3 laps, so I think Spirichev will come within 8/10 of him at the end, and he'll have 1 shot at overtaking this guy. And if he does it, he's going to be a really, really, really big hero for the car. It's there for the taking. He just needs to keep putting in these great laps, and he'll have it. Slide there from Aaron Curtis, nothing too bad. You've got to slide these cars to get them around the corners. 5 seconds going to 4 for Alexis Spirichev. The car might be holding him back performance-wise. There's not much he can do. He can only gain so much in the corners. And Lewis Wedding is just biding his time, watching the lap count tick by. Needs to make sure he makes no mistake. And look how close Curtis has come all of a sudden. So he's now decided, no, screw this, I'm going for Goatry, I want second place. But that comes with the risk of making mistakes. And give Ligier third place, well, that'll be very much over the moon. But you know what, Borden isn't too far away either. Borden could still make a move in the closing stages of the race. That being said, let's watch Spirichev right now, who has brought the gap to 3 seconds. Wait. I think Wedding made a mistake. He could have locked up there. Let's check his... No, he didn't lock up, but he certainly lost an amount of time. And look at that. Look at the gap. It's a 3-way battle to the end. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go to decide this one. 3 seconds. Almost 2. Look how far away Spirichev and Aaron are. It's gonna be a dogfight to the end. 2 laps to go. This is our penultimate lap. Aaron Curtis is now within 9/10 of a second to Spirichev, roughly. 2 seconds to Lewis Wedding. Lewis is definitely under pressure, and I feel a mistake coming soon if he sees that McLaren in his mirrors. And Spirichev has it all to gain. Could be seeing a dethroning here. Lewis is in Spirichev's view, so the Russian rocket guiding his missile towards the rear of Lewis Wedding's car. And it's really going to be an impressive drive if he's able to pull something out of the bag for this, because look how close they are. Look how close they are. he just needs to get in the toe. And Curtis now might try to save Lewis from the clutches of Spirichev if he can get an overtake. But he's fallen back again now. 1.5 seconds at the end of the back straight. We're on our last lap. Here we go, last lap. Lewis is a second slower than Spirichev on the last lap. Here comes Aaron Curtis, 7/10 behind. A little bit of oversteer coming out of the first turn. 2 seconds to Wedding. Coming down to 1 second. Wedding can't afford any mistakes. Is there any lap traffic ahead of them? No, there isn't. I don't think Spirichev can do it. He has 1.6 seconds to claw away, and that can only happen if we have these lapped cars in the way. I think Spirichev needed one more lap. Spirichev needed one more lap to win this Grand Prix. And Lewis Redding has somehow performed one of the biggest comebacks I've ever seen in a race, coming off of a stop-and-go penalty and a tyre change. He's just that fast. And the Australian will win the Canadian Grand Prix for Williams-Renault, making it 3 in a row. Second place for Alexis Spirichev, third place for Aaron Curtis. Well done to Lewis. Meanwhile, Nick Holliday, 4th, Borden 5th. They still have to finish their lap. And just a sigh of relief for Wedding that he managed to claw this race back from the depths, because in any other person's situation they wouldn't have been able to do that. In my personal opinion, I don't think it would have been possible. Like, what a sigh of relief for Lewis Wedding right now. Spirichev is just saying to himself, 1 or 2 more laps and I would have had you, Lewis. 1 or 2 more laps. Aaron Curtis, he didn't risk his 3rd place with an accident, but he most certainly would have had the chance if he wanted to. Definitely at the pace, but maybe Spirichev was completely adept, because Spirichev's best lap is only a few tenths off of Lewis's and Curtis's respectively. So the gap was definitely able to be whittled away at. And Wedding will be so pleased with himself, despite all the mistakes, but there's lots of work to do. Meanwhile, in the pits, I'm sure Palomino, Burton and Griffin will be very upset with their performance, especially with what was at stake today. So yeah, that was a real thriller of a race, and we watch our winner, Lewis Wedding, on his way back to the paddock as the server ticks over and the race results have been classified. It is goodbye from me at Canada, and I thank you for watching the Canadian Grand Prix. It was certainly a race to remember, despite how many finished.